Hello my YouTube friend, this is Non-Mechanic here, and today I'm working on a 2002 Honda Civic Gx, and this is different than the one I usually work on. This is the daughter's car, and the first thing first of all, what I'm doing is changing the front brake pads. Always use safety. Make sure you use your jack and your jack stand. Make sure you don't rely only on your jack stand. I have two jack stands, and I have the jack right there. So we're gonna start by removing the front wheel and the passenger side. Also make sure you use the emergency brakes. Make sure you have them on. So let's begin by removing the wheel. And these are 19 millimeters, and I'm using a socket, impact socket with my earthquake. Removing, push it to the side. Remove your tire. I like to put it right in the bottom in case the jack and the jack stands fall. I have something else to rely on. So now the next thing we're going to do is move this, spin it. Once you turn the wheel, you got better access to these bows right here, and these are 12 millimeters. What I like to do all the time, first I like to check to see they sliding, and what I do is I always like using penetrating, because I don't know how long this been standing there. So I'll put some in the bottom a little bit, some on the top. Now I want you to see something. You have these little pins right here. So you're going to have to put something to hold it for when you start moving this. It won't spin on you and it'll come out quick. Also, you usually only take one out and bring it up. But I see that it's kind of rusty over here. So I'm just going to take both of them out if I can lubricate them. So you can use a pair of pliers just to hold it. You don't want it to spin on you. And it's a 12 millimeters. Oh, these are different. The other one was 12 millimeters. Let me see. Oh, you see that? The one in that side was 12 millimeters. This one's a little different size. Let's see what it is. You go to one side is one side, and this side's another size. So let's try 13. Oh, those are not 13s. So it's 14 millimeters. The ones in that side were 12 millimeters, and these ones are 14 millimeters. Okay, so let's remove them. I'm gonna put something here to hold this. Use a pair of pliers or something just to hold it. Or it didn't spin. That gives me an indication that these things is rusty in there. Goes one. Then there goes the other one. Ooh, that's nice and tight in there. Okay. Usually I just put a screwdriver to get in there, but the other one was so easy, so I guess this one is going to be easy also. So you just pull it, and it should come out. Now don't let it hang. I want to put it in a safe spot right here. It's a nice spot, it won't move. Now like I said, you want to make sure you grease these pins. Look at this one, it's not that great. This one is okay. But I'm just going to clean them and clean them up and grease them up again with some new grease. See how clean they are? Put some fresh grease in there. Believe me, the customer or your friend, whoever, your family member is going to appreciate this. See this one? Let me make sure they go. There you go. Look at this. See? It's dry. So what happens is if you don't lubricate this, the caliper won't be able to move the way it's supposed to move properly. So you put grease just so it can move freely. Clean it up real good. Always want to do a good job. There you go. See that? Got some grease. Put it in there. And there you go. And make sure when you put it in, that the boot right here covers it. There you go. It's going to move freely. So now we're going to move the brake pads. So see how rusty they are? So you just want to take your time right here. Push it. Oh, look at these. See? Definitely needed some brake pads. So now, take the other one right there. Okay? You see how all this is rusty in there? We'll take some brake cleaner. Clean it up really good. Take a nice brush. You can take them out and clean them. This is my friend's daughter's car. She has the same car. She has the mother has the EX and she got the, did I say GX? I think this is GX. Clean it up really good. Some more brake cleaner. Then you want to do what we call the 007. So what we're going to do is the 007 is a Q-tip you use. And what you do is with this Q-tip, put some grease here. It's much neater than using your finger. This is Manny Mechanic 007. And Tim from Astro Repair loves doing this also. Loves doing the 007, and I think it's much neater. You just put a little bit of grease in the Q-tip, and then you put it in the top. Don't use more than that. Right there. Put some more on the top over here. See how much neater it is? Much neater, much cleaner. Now, get the brake pads and the brake pads goes just like this. You want to make sure you slide it in. Make sure you put them like this. You don't put them like this. It has to go this way. With this piece, round piece like this, facing this way. So what you're gonna do is just push it in there. Probably you can just put the top. You know what? Let me move it over here so you can see it much clearer. Let me just move all this to the side. Let me just move it over here. So what you're doing, you're just putting it right in here through this little hole right here. There you go, push it up. Take the other one right through the bottom, push it in. You see how it went in? You're gonna take the other one, you're gonna do the same thing with this. We go around again. Take this, push it down a little bit, and then that one, push it, and you push it in, and that's it. Okay? Now you're gonna take your caliper piston and make sure that this rope right here, let me just make sure you're seeing this. You want to make sure that this right here, this hose, is not all strapped up and all tied up. You want to make sure that it goes in right. So now what we're going to do is, we're going to push this in because of so much pressing the brakes and the old brakes. This is where it was at. So now what we're going to do is push it in. And what I usually do, I usually use a small C-clamp, but I left it at home. I had this big one in there. And what we're going to do is use an old brake pad. And you're going to put the old brake pads right in here. And what you're going to do is, okay, put it there, and then you just gotta, you don't gotta go hard. All you do is just press it in. Caliber. Once you push them in, what you want to do is just take this and push them right in here. Don't forget your screws. So what you're doing is make sure that this, Those pins I was telling you about, they're not in the way. See that this came off a little bit, so let me just pick it up. All right, right there. Get the next one. Screw them in. My hand. Okay, it's not moving. This one is not moving, so that's good. There you go. Make sure that stays like this straight. Let's do the next one in the bottom. Okay, it's not moving either, so that's good. The other one over there on that side was moving a lot, I guess, because it changed it. There you go. Make sure it's moving freely. Make sure you open the brake reservoir, the master cylinder, because when you press them, right, what happens is when you press them, the brake go up, the fluids go all the way up, and it comes right to the master cylinder. So you want to make sure it's open, and also make sure you close it. Make sure this is moving freely. What I'm going to do right now, what I'm going to do is press the brakes at least 10 times until I feel them hard. And I'll be right back. Maybe you can see it from there. Let me zoom you in. I did that more than 10 times just to make sure everything's good. Let's go. Make sure everything is just put back together. And this is how you change the brake pads on a 2002 Honda Civic Gx. Just that easy. But make sure that your reservoir is open. For when it goes in, make sure you close it. Pump the brakes. And always make sure, triple check everything, that everything is good. So if you have any comments or questions, please post them down below. Or contact me at nowmechanic101@yahoo.com. That is nowmechanic101@yahoo.com. Thank you for watching. Later. My friends, before I go, I just want to show you something. And this is something I learned from Tim from Astro Auto Repairs. As you can see, it was filled more. What happened was when you press the brakes, once you finish the brake pads, the old brake fluid comes up. And if you don't put tissue, what happens is it spills over. It spills over to the engine. And as you can see, I did a little mess there. I'm going to clean it up. But this is the learning experience. Make sure you use some type of tissue, like paper towel. And what happens is before you start, you just put it in there. And everything will go into the tissue instead of falling on your family or customer's car. Because you don't want to create a mess, you want to do a good job. So these are learning experience, and this is something Tim from Astro Auto Repairs taught us, and I didn't do it today. So thank you for watching. Later.